Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Before we get started on this video, by the title you can see that I don't really know what this is gonna come to. If it's just gonna be a quick phobia and fear discussion, or if it's gonna be going into the details of actual backstory of my life with fears and phobias involved. Story times. Lots and lots of juicy things that nobody knows about me. Or at least they don't think they know. Before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe down below. Why haven't you? And you can always unsubscribe later if you don't want to stay. That's fine. But if you stay, you can join the Fire Fam. I am still new at the whole thumbnail and editing and everything. So just give me a little bit of lenience. I'm learning. I spent years not spending any thumbnail projects, no editing, no posting. I just was like, go with it. So just give me a little bit of heads up. I will improve for the future. Okay, so we're gonna get down to the juicy shit. Ew. Okay, so everybody has a fear or a phobia, something that makes them feel terrified, scared, overwhelmed, and just emotionally not okay. And fears are normal. Phobias are normal. The only time you should be worried is if it's affecting your daily life to the point where you can't function. I have been there to the point where it sucks. And there's days where I stay in bed because those fears haunt me. But I was willing to talk about it today because I feel like it is a necessary topic to speak up about mine and possibly yours. So if you have a phobia, a fear, an anxiety moment where you just can't function normally, or you have to slowly to achieve something because it stops you in your tracks, put it in the comment down below. I will be replying to every comment. Okay, so mine, I have multiple. I have a lot of phobias because of things that I've dealt with through my life. I am terrified of heights. I don't go on roller coasters. I stay far from them. I never really had an experience where it made me terrified of heights. I just know that if I go to a second story in the mall and I stare down, my vision goes dizzy. It goes to the point where I just want to vomit. Yeah, crazy, stupid, really weird, but I just can't. I went on a roller coaster once at Universal Studios. It was a water ride. I was terrified. That drop made me want to go and made my vision dizzy, very dizzy, spinning, unfocused, couldn't even think straight. I hate it so much, but I've learned to work around it. So in the mall, if I'm on the second story, I will stay far away from the railing as physically possible to avoid any contact with staring down. I get that weird clammy feeling like I'm gonna fall over the edge and I'm gonna just die. So I don't do that. Also, another phobia of mine is not because my parents and people in my family think that all my phobias are because I'm copying off of their phobias, and I'm like, no, phobias aren't yours. being scared of heights isn't your phobia. It can't be. It's not just yours. It has to be everybody else's, because I'm not the only one that's scared of heights. There's this girl I saw on YouTube. She can't even climb 2 steps on a freaking ladder. That's how terrified she is. Again, phobias are for everyone. Everyone has a fear that terrifies them to the bone. Just because my same phobia is the same as a family member does not mean I'm copying any of them. My middle sister, she hates elevators with a passion. I hate elevators because I don't want to die in one. So I've seen all those movies where people like go in an elevator stops and plummets 4 floors. Yeah, that's a fear. That's a fear of actually happening. Getting trapped in an elevator, I think it's more of like the claustrophobic of being trapped in an elevator makes me want to. It just makes me all sweaty and clammy. I've never been trapped in an elevator, but when I lived in Texas and when I lived in Utah and all the mental hospitals that I went to that you guys know about, I was stuck in a room. It was a quiet room where they would lock the door, and it's white room, white walls, white floors, camera in the corner to keep an eye on your safety. I swear to God, quiet rooms are good when you're not already panicking and angry and terrified and sad. If you're any of those emotions, the quiet room is perfect. Just sit there, read a book, chill, collect your thoughts. When you're terrified and you have a staff member picking you up and throwing you in the quiet room, you'd be terrified too. So I think it's more of a fact that an elevator, being stuck in one, gives me the feeling of being like PTSD, like moments of like the past that freak me out, that terrify me, that just don't help in any way possible. So I think it's just not really being the fact that I'm terrified of an elevator. I think it's just more like being trapped and not being able to get out is more like anything. Okay. I have a lot of fears. I have anxiety, if you don't know this already. If you do, then welcome back. I have anxiety, and I'm also an overthinker, meaning that I will think to a point my brain hurts. And I start having my anxiety habits show. So I know this is a really terrible, bad habit, but it is a habit that I've never, ever been able to break, even to this day. I bite my nails consistently. It's a gross habit, yeah, I understand, but it's a habit that I was never able to break, no matter how hard I tried. The only time I did not bite my nails was when I had acrylics for prom, and when I had acrylics back in, like, 2019 for, like, this premiere thing. So, I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. My dad also, and it runs in the family kind of thing. It's really weird. Don't ever go to my dad and be like, you bite your nails, gross. Like, people have their reasons. Like, people pick their eyelashes and pick their scabs and eat their burgers. Ugh. So, like, everybody has their own little, like, weird habit that they've never been able to break. And that's normal to an extent. You do it on a daily basis, it's kind of gross. Me, I just do it when my anxiety is high. When my anxiety is medium or normal, I bite my nails a lot to the point where my fingers hurt. But when my anxiety is massively high, I actually started my habit of biting the skin on my lip or biting the inside of my mouth. I have done that, or I shake my leg. I tap my leg like this, and I shake and everything, and I keep myself. I fidget a lot because of my anxiety and my ADD. So, but I take medication to help maintain some of it, but not all of it. And nights that are quite long and I'm alone and I'm with my own thoughts, my anxiety runs high to the point where I start panicking and I start having anxiety attacks, and it still just spirals. So I'm not saying that it's an excuse. I'm not saying that it's anything of it. I'm just saying that there's times where people have phobias and fears and anxiety that they sometimes start doubting themselves. When I have my anxiety, I doubt a lot. My overthinking does not help. I literally will start questioning all my friends. Like, literally, at least every other week, I go to my friends and be like, I'm sorry if I'm this way. If you don't like it, leave. And everybody's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm your best friend. Like, come on, chill. And I'm like, and then my friend Anthony. God, I love Anthony. He is perfect. He'll be like, and I know that he's thinking, he's probably like, for me, I have conversations to the point where I can try to think of what the other person will say if I like wrote something to them or talk to them in a conversation. Like, I plan out conversations, and it's quite stupid but quite funny at the same time. So normally when I do those texts through Discord or to him, and I could just imagine him going, what the oh, it's normal, like, whatever, like, she's just being her, it's nothing. Like, I can imagine him doing that why face. Like, I just can, because it's like we've had that connection, we've had that relationship for a while, to the point where we can understand, like, he can understand me, and he'll know, like, I can say something on Discord and it'd be like rambling about, like, and he could just be like, she's not okay at the moment. It's either a mood swing or she's angry. And it's like hilarious, because it's just like, I love having that kind of bond with people, that I can just have a conversation with myself before texting them the question, because it helps me understand whether the person will respond the same way I think he's responding, or they will be responding. So it's kind of nice. So my best friend Henry and my best friend Anthony are spot on. I have a lot of best friends. They're more like family than they are friends, because we've been through hell and fucking back. So me and Henry, before I go on with all my friends on Discord, me and Henry met at a volunteer group. I was volunteering and he was volunteering, and we started talking and we kind of hit it off as friends. And, you know, the thing with Henry, he doesn't really like being considered best friends, and that is his reason. I don't want to say it because it's not my business to, but Henry has reasons, and I don't blame him. But Henry's like family. We adore each other, and we love spending time, because he thinks I cheat at Uno. I don't cheat. He's just a freaking sore loser. But Henry is an adoring, loving, awesome, amazing, smart person that has a really, really goofy personality and is as clumsy as I am. Same with Anthony. Anthony's clumsy as fucking hell. We're all clumsy, all three of us. If we ever got to meet up at a restaurant or hang out or whatever, us three together would be a living freaking shit show, because it'd be fucking hilarious, because we're three couple of clumsy people, And we've all can admit that we are massively clumsy because we've all had stories we've explained and we're like, yeah, that was really crazy, that just happened with me, or that was really clumsy and I don't know how it happened. It's just, that's how Henry and Anthony are. So all my Discord friends, I have fears of them leaving only because I'd experienced a time months in the beginning of the year, well, at the end of last year, beginning of this year, where everybody started ditching me and leaving and betraying me and stabbing me in the back. And I couldn't quite figure it out why, and everybody was just saying, because you're too depressing, you're too fake, you're too phony, you're too annoying, you're too bossy. Like, I don't even know why. I do have moments where I tell my friends, hey, I'm having a bad day, but can we hang out, talk, chill, chat, play a game, because it's a great distraction. Also, all my friends signed up for me when we became friends. But anyways, my fear of losing my friends is massive because I've already experienced it on Discord. I lost 50%, maybe even 75% of my friends, and the only friends I have left are probably about a handful of them, and they are so good to talk to, but the thing is, not everyone is active as much as I am. But anyways, my fear is losing my friends because I have a fear and a phobia of being alone and being abandoned and being on my own, because I did spend 3 years of my life doing things on my own without anyone, and it was rough and it wasn't easy and it was really, really sad and lonely. I want to make sure that I never ever have to go through that again. So when I ask my friends, if you don't like me, leave, it's because though being alone is like the most terrifying feeling in the world. So in a way, I'm just making sure that I don't have to experience something that I've already been through. And I know this video is kind of random and it's all over the place. I'm talking about friends and I'm talking about phobias and I'm talking about fears and anxiety and overthinking and all these things. But it's because I'm struggling with finding video ideas. Because I don't vlog and because I don't have the equipment for gaming, I am kind of trapped in the middle of trying to find things that I can talk about as a story time or as you guys can relate to or things you can understand, and it's very, very hard at the moment, so I'm sorry if I'm scattering all over the place because I'm trying to make sure that you guys know that I love posting for you guys. But things get hard, and when I don't post for hours because I'm trying to find something just as good as I do for my kids' channel, and I really want you guys to stick around to see what my channel becomes, because you know, the future is ahead. That was to the left, I meant ahead. So if I can't post next week, I promise I will post as much as I can. In July, I am going to my grandparents for a week, so maybe I'll get a whole bunch of clips of me being stupid or goofy or silly or crazy or whatever, and I'll probably put them as one video. As you can see, I will get help from my best friend Anthony because he does editings for his videos and I could really use some help. But I promise I will post as soon as I can when I find a good idea for you guys, because I love you. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Bye. Stay safe.